Hello everyone. It is December 3rd, 2013, and I made a video on the Lifeboat Foundation before and their involvement with Bitcoin, and they started to have a Bitcoin endowment fund back in March when the Cyprus situation was happening. And it's really fascinating because the Lifeboat Foundation is basically from what I can gather, transhumanist site where most of the people are pro-transhumanism and moving in that direction. So a lot of their leaders that are involved. And so this website is really interesting. You can go to all these different lots of information here to read up on, and you can switch the site from black to white. So I'll leave it in black for a few minutes, but what is really interesting is they are totally pro Bitcoin and the Lifeboat Foundation, and um, they call gold and silver trading rocks in the Bronze Age, like it's a Bronze Age idea. So something tells me that they have a far-reaching plan for Bitcoin, and they are the leaders of the world. For example, Ray Kurzweil is involved in this, and other transhumanist leaders like Nick Bostrom. And just look what has happened with Bitcoin, though, in just recently. Okay, this guy donated 0.01204805 Bitcoin. Now it's worth only $12.22. Some people donate money via credit cards, and he donated 2 Bitcoin, now worth 2,000. Okay, 5 Bitcoin, now worth 500. Okay, he donated Brian Cartmel 100.0115 Bitcoin, now worth 101,000 plus dollars. And down here we have 85 Bitcoin donated, now worth $86,201. So that is a lot of money. You can donate money or Bitcoins here to the Lifeboat Foundation. And I just wanted to show you some of their programs. Really fascinated. So let's look here. Programs. Existential risk programs, because they know with all the scientific research, experimentation, and what they're putting into practice right now is really quite risky. No one really knows what's going to happen. Okay, so this is Nick Bostrom, definite transhumanist. So misuse of molecular nanotechnology and other sources of danger. The Lifeboat Foundation, okay, their whole purpose was formed to prevent existential events from happening to humanity. And they want to protect humanity. I don't think they mean everyone. I think they mean them. You know, not all of humanity, but, you know, the elite, I guess. All right. Unfortunately, governments and humanity in general always react after a disaster has happened, and some disasters will leave no survivors, so we must react before they occur. We must be proactive. So they're developing all these shields. The Lifeboat Foundation is developing programs to prevent existential events, shields, as well as programs to preserve civilization preservers to survive such events. They're even planning to escape from the planet, habitats outside. So here's a quote. There's another quote from Nick Bostrom. Economics is really important. Okay, Ray Kurzweil says, we cannot rely on trial and error approaches to deal with existential risks. We need to vastly increase our investment in developing specific defensive technologies. We are at the critical stage today for biotechnology, and we will reach this stage where we need to directly implement defensive technologies for nanotechnology during the late teen years of this century. Okay, biotechnology, you know what that means. That means like, you know, bio, interfacing the brain with computers, etc. A self-replicating pathogen, whether biological or nanotechnology based, could destroy our civilization in a matter of days or weeks. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? This is where we are now in our development as a human race. So, I read one here. Okay, AI shield to protect against unfriendly AI. And I don't know if you know this about Google, but Google's supercomputer, their quantum computer. There was an article I read, and I didn't bookmark it or anything, but they are astounded how it's solving problems that by it's teaching itself. So, you know, maybe the beast will be an artificial intelligent being with all the emotions they're trying to program into it, and all of the other attributes of a human being. And we're supposed to be plugged into that and even worship it. So asteroid shield, bioshield to protect against bioweapons and pandemics. So what I mean by just showing all of this to you about Bitcoin is that they know. To me, it just seems like they're on the inside about this. And they're siding with people who say the government is hands off and, you know, it's peer-to-peer and all of that. But these guys are the government now. Google is the government, and DARPA and Regina Dugan with the tattoo. And I'm sure that the tattoo is going to, the ID, the authentication ID is going to go along with Bitcoin. It's going to be red. I mean, it seems to make sense if Obamacare wants everybody to get tattooed, get the RFID chip. I don't think it's going to be the RFID chip. I think it's going to be a bit more advanced. That grain of rice sized RFID chip is a bit clumsy and unwieldy now compared to the size of, you know, quantum computers and little tiny things that can have all the information. I don't think it's going to be a rice chip, but we will have a choice, and I'm really telling people not to take the chip now. But one thing here that I thought was really okay: Life Shield bunkers. Okay, who's going to get to go in those? Developing fallback positions on Earth in case programs such as our BioShield and NanoShield fail globally or locally. Do you think all those Walmart shoppers are going to get to go in the Life Shield bunkers? I don't think so. Okay, NanoShield. Non-replicating nano weapons. And what about the replicating ones? Those are scary. Security preserver Oh, to prevent nuclear, biological, and nanotechnological attacks from occurring by using surveillance and surveillance to identify terrorists before they're able to launch their attacks. Surveillance, surveillance. Su means under. Okay, here we go. Space habitats. To build fail-safes against global existential risk by encouraging the spread of sustainable human civilization beyond Earth. Maybe they have some places already. Now, these future programs are really fascinating. Neuroethics Shield. To prevent abuse in the areas of neuropharmaceuticals, neurodevices, and neurodiagnostics, worst cases include enslaving the world's population or causing everyone to commit suicide. Isn't this unbelievable that there is even a statement made like this? So if you take some pill, like Regina Dugan says, and the acid in your stomach eats away until it gets to the antenna living in your body or being in your body so they can recognize you whenever you walk through a door or come near a reader, better make sure that it's the real thing. Unbelievable. Worst cases. So they're considering everything. Nuclear shield, particle accelerator shield. Okay, that's like the Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland. Personality preserver. Methods of preserving persons or just their personalities, including cryopreservation and uploading. This is what they want to do. They're not going to upload those Walmart shoppers, I don't think. They're going to be picky about who they upload. And they're going to be the educated geniuses. Seed preserver, alien shield, antimatter shield, black hole shield, gamma ray shield, sun shield, everything. So they've got their bases covered. Look at some books. The Physics of Immortality, Modern Cosmology, God, and the Resurrection of the Dead. So, and don't forget Carol Rosen, what she said about with Werner von Braun and what his secrets were about NASA designing their own asteroid. So, okay, they're an advocate. Lifeboat Foundation is a big-time advocate of Bitcoin. They were ready. As soon as Cyprus happened, they were ready, and so they had to think about it beforehand. So be safe and cautious and wise in the last days. Don't take the chip, and trust God the Holy Spirit to give you guidance and truth. And the Bible is a good book. Bye for now. God bless everyone.